Hey everyone, welcome back. We've got a really cool video for you today. We're going to show you how to put together this incredibly sleek and compact motovlogging rig using the new DJI Action 2 and the Rode Wireless Go-To microphone system. We all know that DJI recently released their own wireless microphone system. However, I was curious if the Rode Wireless would work with it since so many people already own it. And thankfully it works perfectly. And even better, it does so via USB-C, so there's no need for 3.5mm cables or adapters. So if you've been wanting to film your adventures and you've been considering the DJI Action 2 as your main camera, then this is definitely the video for you. In addition to showing you everything you'll need for this setup, we'll also share examples of all the available field of views, as well as provide audio samples using the built-in microphones. Alright, so that's enough talking. Let's get this video rolling and we'll see you right after this. Alright, let's do this fun little project here that we have going on that's going to make our motovlogging, e-vlogging, e-bike vlogging. I just say e-vlogging, I guess, because I'm lazy, but it could be motovlogging. It is an electric motor in my e-bike, but I don't have a motorcycle, so maybe it's not motovlogging. But back to the video. We've got the main components that we need for this. We've got the DJI Action 2, the front screen module, and the main unit, and we have our Rode wireless microphone. Normally we'd be recording through this, but since it's part of this little project, then we're listening to the audio through the Sony ZV-1. All right, so really quick, magnets, love it. All right, so the first thing you're gonna need is a mount on the front of your helmet. We use a chin mount, which is a fantastic 3D printed product that uses 3M adhesive tape to mount onto the helmet. I know a lot of people don't trust this, but we've used this in like 25-degree weather. We've used it in 95-degree weather. It hasn't moved. It's not budging. It's part of the helmet now. The first time we put this on, we wrapped a belt around it really tight and we left it for 24 hours. And it's been fine. So yeah, that's the chin mount. Let's put the helmet down. Okay, next we'll cover the adapter that you need to use to attach the camera to the chin mount. So the chin mount doesn't use the traditional action camera legs that you see here. And instead it goes with this type of attachment here, which is fine. That's what we need for our application, but depending on the helmet that you have or how you're gonna set it up, you may or may not need this, but we definitely need this type of mount that's got that longer J loop at the bottom. So this is definitely key for this application here. Okay, working our way up, we have this tiny little adapter here that's gonna connect here, and that's gonna allow us extra clearance to connect our camera here. So the accessory kit and everything that we have in this little project is linked down below, but this came as part of a huge accessory kit, tons of mounts, tons of adapters. These really short ones are really, really cool and critical for like getting that really perfect fit depending on how you're trying to connect it and where you're trying to connect it. Okay, so next is the action camera mount that came with the DJI Action 2. So you can see it's got the little legs on the bottom, it's got a magnet on the top. So we can literally just take this, go there, and we're done. And I'll show you really quickly how that works because I love the sound. So you take your cameras, then you take them out, connect it, and you're good to go. Everything's connected, everything's secure. It's not going anywhere unless these tabs are pressed, which hopefully that does not happen. And the magnet's really, really strong. All right, as far as the turn knobs, we use these really stubby aluminum ones, which are a lot stronger as far as the part that you twist. You don't have to worry about it cracking or stripping. So the stubby ones are definitely helpful for keeping everything nice and compact. Okay, you're also gonna need one of these really, really short USB-C to USB-C flat cables. They're nice and flexible. And then we've got two right angle USB-C adapters. So this short one means that everything's all in one unit. So you can just pop it off of your helmet, have your camera, your wireless receiver, the cables, everything all in one, walk around, do your little vlogging, talk to people, snap it right back onto your helmet with the magnet, and then keep on riding. So I love that, because one thing I really hate about going on group rides is slowing the whole group down and making people wait because I'm busy trying to like put all my stuff together. So this is gonna help in addition to the go-to. That's what I have right here on my hat. This thing's been fantastic for just getting quick B-roll shots, slow-mo shots. It's super smooth, but hey, that's another video. Okay, lastly, you're gonna need some double-sided adhesive Velcro tape. I was curious and worrying that the adhesive wouldn't be as strong as the Velcro, but I believe that this is gonna work fine. So one of the things you wanna make sure you do is cut the Velcro square small enough so that you can still have access to the memory card slot. Here, let me get on the other side to make sure that this is in focus for y'all. So yeah, you want to make sure that you have access to the memory card slot, and also that you're not covering the little microphone, which is right here, the rear microphone. Okay, so next we're gonna put all of this together, slap it on our helmet, take our bike outside, go for a spin, so you guys can see what the vantage point is like, the field of view from the camera, and then how the microphone sounds, and then how it all works together. All right, so let's go ahead and put these together here. Let's get this adhesive off. I wish I had nails just for this situation. There we go. All right, so this is gonna sit on there like that. We want this to be like that because we need the USB port on our left. And we don't wanna cover the memory card slot or the microphone. Gonna give this a nice press. Count to 30. We already did this on the receiver, thankfully, earlier. All right, so we got that together there. Next, let's grab our adapters. And then let's get the DJI adapter. This is critical for this to work. All right, so now I gotta bend this till it's almost 90 degrees. There you go. This is ready to snap on. So let's put that on there. All right, so let's go ahead and put this thing together. We got both of our modules here. Let's turn that around. And we want to put this on so that both USB-C ports are on the same side. And again, we don't want to cover the microphone. All right, so we can go ahead and plug that in. And if you give it a nice little double loop, you can tuck that in just like that. Just like that. Nice and compact. All right, now that we got all of this together, snaps right onto the helmet, and we're ready to go. That looks pretty good, if you ask me. Nice and compact. So now when we take a pit stop during a ride, we can just pop this off if we want to charge it, or just walk around and talk to people. And the cool thing is, the cable, it kind of gives you a little handle, so you can hold it a little easier when you're walking around, and it's easy to turn around as well. All right, folks, so we're all set and we're ready to go outside. Before we do that, I'll show you really quick that this is so easy, you can even do it one-handed. So here we got our bottom module with the receiver, and then we can pop on the top module, which is the actual camera, and we're all set. Like nice and sleek, brand new action camera. Action 2, which we've been excited to use. We've had it for about a month now almost. Came out on November 2nd. We bought it on November 2nd and we just opened it a few days ago and we haven't even used it yet. So with that being said, we're gonna grab our bike, grab our gear, head outside, and then show you how this performs. Right, and we made it from Gaithersburg, Maryland to the Maryland Eastern Shore, and we still got 4 bars of battery left. That's crazy. X-Class, baby. And all jokes aside, we filmed the field of view comparison right after we finished the intro to this video, but it got a little too dark on us, so we had to hold off for another day. And then we saw that the forecast showed 65 degrees today, so we decided to come out to Ocean City, and right now we are technically on White Island at one of the piers, WIGHT. So we're going to show you all the field of views that the Action 2 has to offer. That is standard dewarped, wide, and ultra wide. We're also going to let you hear samples of the audio with the Rode Wireless, and also using the built-in microphones on the camera itself. And hopefully it helps you decide on your next action camera if you're considering the Action 2. And right now we're in ultra wide field of view. I love this field of view and I didn't think I would. Keep watching the video to find out why. How you doing?
How are you?
Good. Is it okay to ride through here?
Yeah, it's a bicycle, right?
Yeah. I just want to go to the end of the pier. I just noticed the signs.
Are you okay?
Yeah, he's got his goggles on.
Doggles. But I mean, since it's a bicycle,
Okay.
it should be allowed.
Okay, cool.
You ready?
There you go.
Hey, psst. Yeah, I guess everybody does this, huh?
Yeah.
One more. Psst. What's his name?
Rusty.
Rusty. Rusty.
Rusty said I'm
Rusty. Let me try one more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rusty Roads.
Rusty Roads.
Rusty Roads. That's
Y'all
cool.
take care.
Okay,
Have a
you
good
too.
one.
Be
Appreciate it.
careful.
All right, folks. So now that you know where we are going to show you all of the different field of views this camera has to offer. And we're also going to let you check out the audio with and without an external microphone. So right now you're listening to me through the Rode Wireless Go 2, and I know that sounds great. Surprisingly, the audio from the built-in microphone on this camera sounds fantastic, with or without the front screen module. So in case you don't know, the camera by itself, which is the top unit here, it has one microphone in it, and when you add the bottom unit, which is a front-facing screen and an extra battery and the SD port, it gives you, and that's the only USB port that you can get, so that's the only way to charge it, so you definitely got to have it. But you can definitely record without it. If you just want to get something quickly, or you want to use the magnetic clip that goes under your shirt, the necklace, or the pendant they call it, then that's what you go with. But yeah, the audio on that sounds fantastic. It sounds really, really good. The other day after I recorded the intro to this video, I went out to get this footage, but it was a little too dark because it was later in the day, so I wasn't happy with the way it turned out and I didn't use it. But thankfully I got to hear and test out the different field of views myself, and I was really, really surprised at how great the audio sounds, even when it's windy. Now granted, if you're on a motorcycle with this setup, then you're probably definitely going to want a lapel mic because you're going to get a lot more wind. Okay, so right now we are using the standard dewarped field of view, and this gives you the flattest profile so you don't get any of the fisheye or fishbowl effect on the edges of the screen or the image. And I thought that this was going to be the field of view that I like, but I think I'm going to end up using the ultra-wide field of view, which we're going to show you shortly. But first we're going to show you the wide field of view once we get through this beautiful little stretch here over this marsh. Oh, this is gorgeous. It's so nice out here. Cannot believe it's 65 degrees almost in December in Maryland. Yeah, it's windy, but that's cool. All right, so we've arrived at this cool little elevated trail. We're gonna switch the field of view over to wide, and once we get to the end and come back, then we'll switch it over to ultra wide. All right, so now we are in the wide field of view. You may notice a slight difference on the edges. It doesn't seem to me like you really get too much on the top or the bottom, but it's a pretty good midway point. It's definitely closer to the standard D-Warp than it is to the ultra wide. This is such a nice trail. So also right now we're using the normal color profile, just so you can see how the colors look out of the box. More than likely we will switch over to Kingfisher. That's cool. More than likely we're going to use the D-Cinelike color profile because it gives you a little more dynamic range for editing. But it does look pretty good out of the box. This is definitely a nice action camera. And I'm loving the widest field of view, which you're going to see next. So we're going to pull over here and switch over to ultra wide. All right, we're in ultra wide now. You're going to see a big difference with this one. And I just realized that this is actually the entrance to a golf course. So we're going to head back because I don't think we're supposed to be here at all. So we're going to leave. Judging by the way they're looking at us, we're not supposed to be here. So we're walking out. Just kidding, we're riding out. But yeah, what do you think of the ultra wide? I love it. Like, I honestly thought I was gonna hate it because it was gonna give me a big fisheye effect, which it kind of does when you look at stills. But the actual video, it looks great. You get all of the handlebars and all of the sky, which is something that I've always wanted in our videos. But just couldn't get it with the Osmo Action because it has a really tight field of view. I love this compromise here. And once we get to the end here, we're going to switch over to D-Cinelike and back to the standard field of view and go right back through this trail one more time, which is actually not a trail. It's the entrance to a golf course. Sorry, residents. But it's a really beautiful trail. Little elevated path right there, but we're not going to go past that first green. All right, so next we will do standard dewarped D-Cinelike color profile. All right, so we're back in the standard dewarped. And look at that, there's a sign that says 9th tee. This is America's longest cart bridge. This is the longest cart bridge in America, spanning 1,500 feet. Please use caution while traveling the bridge. I sure will. I sure will, and we won't go past that first green, I promise. But I just wanted to make sure y'all got a glimpse of all three field of views on the same trail, just for better reference. And again, right now you're noticing a difference in the color profile because we are on the D-Cinelike, which is a very flat color profile. The shadows aren't as blown over. They're not crushed, the blacks aren't as crushed. So once you do some editing, which I'm gonna do now, you can see the difference there. So compared to normal, curious what you think. So again, this is D-Cinelike, Action 2, standard dewarped field of view. And I hope you enjoy these seagulls taking off mid-flight. And let's go ahead and get up out of here because I don't want to disrespect these golf course members. This is a very nice golf course, so let's pull up here and get out of here. Oh, what a beautiful day. All right, so we're getting ready to turn around here. And really quick, we're gonna show you the audio straight out of the camera without the Rode Wireless. So all we need to do is take off the top module, pop it on there, put this in my sweater. It'll turn itself off. And once we hit record here, I can put this in my pocket. All right, let's see where we're at. And granted, I'm doing this with gloves on. That's how amazing this modular system is. Okay, so I'm gonna put this over on ultra wide. I'm kind of skipping wide because I don't see a big difference, to be honest. So this is gonna be ultra wide D-Cinelike. All right, so now we're back on ultra wide, still on D-Cinelike. So this is what D-Cinelike looks like in ultra wide, flat color profile. And again, I'm no professional editor, but this is what it looks like when I color grade it here. And I don't know if I'm gonna like this more or less compared to normal until I see this for myself on a monitor. But this is a beautiful, beautiful trail. I'm speechless here. And also, as you can see, we are listening to the audio straight out of the Action 2 because I've got the front screen monitor, which has my Rode Wireless mic, completely removed. And you're also listening to it through my helmet, and it's kind of windy out here. So if it sounds anything like it did the first time I tried this internal microphone, well, built-in microphone, I was super impressed. So we're going to speed it up here a bit. Definitely got some wind. Curious how it sounds. Alright, so for the sake of most people that don't want to color grade their videos, we're going to switch it back to normal, keep it in ultra wide. And then we're going to let you hear the audio with the front module attached, which adds 3 more microphones. Alright, so now we've got the front module on, as you can see. listening to the audio out of all 4 cameras. Now let's go to this little windy area that we went through earlier, past the marsh. Let you listen to what the audio sounds like. Again, I was super impressed the first time I heard this microphone setup that DJI put together for the Action 2. Once we get to the other side of this marsh here, I'll let you hear what it sounds like with just the front and rear microphones on. But now, like I said, it's fall, so hopefully you can hear me. It's very windy, and I think just the front and rear will sound better. Okay, we're gonna pull over here, switch the audio to front and rear microphones only, and then we'll keep going. Alright, so I listened to the audio in between switching over to just the front and rear cameras, and there was definitely a lot of wind noise. So that's worst case scenario there. We've got the bay breeze going on, and it's kind of windy today. So now, yes, we are on the front and rear microphones only, not all. I really wish it had an option just for the rear microphone, which would really make sense in an application like this, because you don't have to worry about that microphone being blasted with wind. So I'm curious if the DJI wind reduction feature, if that software is able to determine if the front microphone's picking up too much wind and then it only relies on the rear. Hopefully that is the case, but once we get through this light, we'll speed up a little bit, and hopefully it's not as windy. Actually, let's just turn around here. This light is forever. Alright, so we'll get up to full speed here. This is the built-in microphones on the DJI Action 2. Only the front and rear microphones on, even though this configuration has 4 total. The only other option is the front microphone only, which is basically what the camera by itself offers, so no need to test that out again. So yeah, this is the audio with just the front and rear microphones on the Action 2. All right.
It's calling me, like the rainbow. It's calling me, like the rainbow, the rainbow.
right, so now we're back in the studio just for some final thoughts. And man, this video was so much fun, wasn't it, Rusty? We really hope you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed making it. We had a blast seeing what this thing is capable of, and not just the Action 2, which is awesome, but this entire rig using the Rode Wireless Go 2 really blew us away. We are super impressed by the ultra-wide field of view that the Action 2 produces, and the built-in microphones were also a pleasant surprise. We also love how quick and easy this ultra-compact MotoVlogging rig is to use. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please toss us a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for future comparisons and reviews, or just to join Rusty and I on all of our adventures. So that's a wrap for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, hang loose, ride tight, and be nice to each other. Peace.